Right, welcome back to another episode of Ear Candy with Danny and Crookie. Unfortunately, this evening it's just myself because Crookie is a shite bag. He is here in the building, but he's recording the episode today. But I'd like to welcome our guests this evening, and we've got the Wits in the building. How you doing, guys? You all right?
No bad, man.
Good. All good. So you want to say your names and what you play in the band?
My name's Adrian and I'm the drummer in the Wits.
I'm Gabriel and I play guitar, one of guitars.
One of guitars. Two guitarists?
Aye, mate.
Well, we should say there's fucking 5 members. Of you
Guys,
guys,
5
but
years,
there's
fucking
only
a lot of
two-
years, man.
There's only 2 years in the building today. So like I was saying, I wanted to start just by saying the first time I experienced you guys and even found out about you. So I was out with my missus and we went out for Indian, right?
Aye.
Had a few beers and that. I'll never forget this day in particular. Like, yous were dynamite, didn't get me wrong, but I'll never forget we were in the restaurant and I usually get a lamb sag.
Aye.
Right? It's dynamite. It's like a spinach dish with like lamb and all that. It's fucking good shit, man. And they put a big chili on top.
Aye.
Right? So I'm finishing the meal, beers are flowing and whatnot, and I said to my missus, I said, do you want me to eat this in a wanna? She goes, I go in there, thinking I'm the fucking big boy. Eh? So I had it, and honestly, right away, I was like, oh my fucking God, here we go. I'm sweating
Jesus,
like
man.
fuck. Oh my God, right? And right then, I was kind of like, I want to go out and have some fun tonight, just to fucking shake this off me a bit, right? So I said to her, I said, right, what do you want to do? She was like, right, we'll go out and get drinks and whatnot. I said, aye, but I was like, I fancy doing something, eh? Like, I fancy, like, getting into something. She was like, well, what have you got in mind? I said, I don't know, I really fancy a gig or like doing karaoke or something like that. So I had a look online, right? I just typed in gigs in Edinburgh, and one of them that come up, it was it Dutch Flying Carpets or something like that?
Oh, Dutch Criminal Record.
That
Well,
was
last year, aye.
Dutch Criminal Record. So that comes up, I think it was like £10-15 a ticket. I was like, that's a bit of me. So I fucking bought it. Went along, and when we got to the venue, I could clearly tell there was something up. I was like, what is going on here, right? And as we got up to the door, the bouncer, obviously noticing we were a bit older, goes, this is going to be a fucking tough night tonight. Eh? I'm thinking, there's a lot of fucking young cunts about here now. What's going on? So we get in, and honestly, it was like old school, because when we walked in, half the venue was heaving, and then the other half of the venue was dead. But the part that was dead was the bar, so that was the good part. Eh? So we just walked straight up to the bar and that, and then I pulled one of the bouncers aside. I said, what's the script here? I said, place is heaving, bar's dead, what's going on? Said, it's an underage gig.
Aye.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've ever experienced that. And there was, I don't know if you knew, but there was a line on the floor that went right
Aye,
across.
you couldn't go to the bar.
And they couldn't come, like, obviously the younger folk couldn't come across, and all
Nuts,
of us
man.
were fucking
Aye.
at the bar. Weird as fuck, but it was old school. And there was a part of me that kind of loved that. I was like, this is fucking a quiet bar at a gig. It's unbelievable. So, aye, who was it? Anti-Cats? I think
Aye,
the
they were
first
on
band
before
they
us,
were
aye.
on.
Class.
Aye.
That boy's doing bits now, eh?
Aye,
He's in that.
He's just
fucking
came back
funk
for a
band.
tour in America.
Aye.
What was his hard band he's in, isn't it?
Aye, that's
Is it High Fade?
High Fade.
Aye, man.
High Fade?
Aye, he's
Aye.
a drummer, isn't he?
Aye, he's an
Is it
amazing
like a
drummer.
funk
Unreal,
band
man.
or something?
Aye,
eh?
Aye,
it's like a
Shit
mix.
hot.
It's like funk and rock together. They're class. They're amazing.
I like
man.
that. So anyway, they were on, thought they were fantastic, but then you boys come on, and I was like, fucking hell, right? But the thing is, my missus isn't that into music.
Aye.
So she likes Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, and
Aye.
I like Taylor
You-
Swift as
you-
well. To be fair.
she's all right. She's got a few tunes. But yous came on, and straight away I was like, fucking hell. So I've never seen a band like this before. You sounded shit hot, but the image as well,
Aye.
I thought was brilliant. And it was especially yourself. But
Aye.
I remember seeing you, and I was thinking,
Look at Shazzy's fucking haircut, man.
fucking aye, I envy you. But it was like the 80s. Like, I
Aye.
just got 80s, just the 80s vibe off of you. And I love my 80s music, whether it's like full bands, electronic bands, like
Aye.
funk bands. For back then are fantastic.
Aye, they're all brilliant, man.
So when you come on, I was like, these have got a fucking really shit hot image, and the music was good as well.
Aye.
Right. And I don't know if it was because I was blutered, but I kept saying to my bird, I was like, they remind me of the Smiths. They remind me of the Smiths. Like the way you play as well.
Aye.
Like you play with a certain fucking swag that's like, I'm the bollocks. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? That's what I thought when I was watching you. And then that band, the headline band, it was weird. By the time they came on, it was like half empty.
Aye.
So
Aye, so we brought a bus up, man. So they were all fucking away back outside with carryouts, man.
that's where I spoke to you when I was outside, because
Aye.
as soon as you finished,
was
remember
that them?
now, aye.
They
Aye,
all-
aye.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about
everyone left.
Aye.
And I was like, what the fuck's going on here? And I come outside and there was a party outside the venue,
Aye.
the wee red bar
Aye.
in Edinburgh.
It's like art college.
Tiny,
It's a strange venue.
Aye.
Tiny. I used to stay like right behind that actually back in the day. But came out and there was a big fucking Raj party going on at the art college. I was like, this is brilliant. My missus at this point was like, I want to go, I've had enough and that. I was like, no, I need to speak to these cunts, right? So I went over to you and I said, God, you must have music, because he's done a few covers as well.
Aye.
Who was it? Buzzcocks.
Aye, we did.
Undertones
Aye,
or
we did.
something.
Ever Fall in Love, and I think we did Get Over You, Undertones and all.
I remember.
So we did.
I
I
remember
was
that.
that time, aye.
Well, it's good tunes, by the way. But
Aye, man.
I was like, I spoke to yourself. I was like, "Where's the music? I need to hear more of that." And you were like, "I've only got one
I've got
song."
one
I
tune
was
it.
like,
Aye.
I mean
"What?"
that.
I was like, "Fucking what?" And then I did. It was the next day when I got home. I was lying on the couch and I was like, "That was a fucking good night." And I put it on. And I was like, "That's fucking brilliant! Absolutely brilliant." So I like it was memory. That was the
Aye,
first
man, that was the
tune,
first one.
So that was
Aye.
brilliant. I really, really enjoyed that. It's a cracking tune.
Thanks very much, man.
And then it was only when I was obviously seeing you live, was listening to that, and I kind of thought, I fucking want to know a wee bit more about you. Like,
Aye.
you know, this is the sort of infancy of your band and whatnot. I always think this is the best part to start, document it in one way or another. So how did you come about?
You didn't come in fucking ages.
It's a weird sort of timeline.
It was- It's me, Sean, the art guitarist, and Sean Paul, who's the singer.
Is that his name, Sean Paul?
Aye, man.
Sean da
Aye.
Paul.
Aye. It's like fucking. It gets fucking confused, man, because like, everyone thinks it's like a double-barreled name or something. Like he's calling him Sean, the art guy Sean. I know. Confusing, man.
To me, a while we get used to it when I joined later on.
we were on school together for ages, man. Like me and Sean Paul went through primary school together. Just like P1, man.
Childhood pals then,
Aye.
That's
Well, me
class.
and Sean Paul, aye. And I had Sean, and our boy Callum, who was in, and he was a drummer. And we just kind of fucking, it was in school, you know what I mean? So it was like start at high school, so we're just asking about the like practice rooms and all that. And it's just kind of like just doing covers and stuff, because it was just a laugh. Like, we just enjoyed doing it, you know what I mean? Like,
What was the covers in that?
it was mainly Beatles, like we're pure into Beatles for ages.
Yeah,
For about 2 years or something like that, man. We had the haircuts and all that. Walking about with bowl cuts on. It's a disaster. Cause I got a mod haircut before lockdown, man. Like I couldn't so I couldn't get another haircut, so I just grew it, man, just looked like it was like a helmet, man. But we just asked about for about a year. 2 years or something like that. Then Callum left because he didn't really, it wasn't really up for gigs and anything like that. So we ended up finding you on like was it Snapchat or something like that.
I don't even have Snapchat.
So was Callum the original drummer?
Aye, but like we didn't play any gigs. But it was kind of just
right.
that was just us in school,
was
up in the
just-
music department, just like messing about. No, like, it was just it was like every lunchtime, man. It's like 2 years, like every lunchtime. We just
Did they
went up.
encourage that when you were in school, when you were doing that? Or?
Aye, it was like it's kind of just like because it was lunchtime, so like on you go, just
Oh,
might
you
as
can
well
do
use
it.
it
Oh,
because it was
so,
meant it was like classes basically. So it was just like might as well go in with it.
Right.
It's just an excuse because he didn't have any other pals.
We did have pals, right? We just wanted to go up.
Did you get like the piss taken out of you at school when you were doing that by like other people? Or did they kind of get that they're onto
It
something?
was
here?
kind of like some people just weren't bothered. Know what I mean?
Aye,
Like,
wasn't it a big deal?
it was more. I don't think it was for music. You get pissed up to you. It's kind of just like if you had like
If you wore certain
if you
things-
wore something like daft, like see if I fucking walked in with a fucking one of the trench coats on, man, just get fucking.
Oh, you got
Yeah,
ripped to shreds.
Aye,
But
but it's like you can't just like if you're wanting to dress like that, you
do
don't have to. You can't just get raging out it, man. You just have to take it.
mate, you should have seen fucking photos of me for back in the day. I'll send you some like, later on, but I had like Dr. Martens up to here, fucking army fatigue, subhuman, exploited t-shirts, big Mohican and that.
Aye.
See, when I was in high school, I got ripped to fuck for that.
Aye.
right?
Yeah.
And then I meet some of them later on in life, and they're like, fuck, I get it now.
Aye,
I get it
aye,
now,
that's what
'cause then
happens,
they
man.
explore that music
I know.
in,
Yeah.
and it was like, they've missed the chance.
Aye,
to
They
nail
don't even
that.
give it
Aye.
a chance at the first time.
I remember,
Close-minded.
It's like you find it early, man. It's,
When I was in high school, I think I might have just left at the time. I was like writing my punk and my ska music and that, and when I had like the big Mohican, and it was when the Specials they reformed roughly
Aye.
about that time. I got a ticket to go and see them with my old man in Edinburgh at the Corn Exchange.
Aye.
We went along and we met all the band, Terry Hall, Neville Staple, Linville Golden and that, met them all, they all come out, and that's what they all said, like, fucking hell, Mohican at your age, that's mad, like, on the punks and that, like, it's still going, eh? But I'm thinking, like, these are the guys that get, like, old school cuts. But, like, when I was in school, I was getting the piss taken out of me all the time, eh? But it didn't bother me.
I know,
like,
that's just,
didn't bother me.
that's just how it goes, man. Like, you can't just take it up.
But the thing is, as well, when you look back, like you say, if you were wearing like a fucking coat like that in school and get piss taken at you, you're an individual. That's the thing when you're in high school and that. Everyone's too busy trying to be exactly like each other.
Aye, the same.
And then, like, especially when, like, I remember being at school, like, with all the band t-shirts and that, you used to get the piss taken at you. And then years later on, you'd see those same people that took the piss at you at that gig.
I know.
Aye.
You know what I mean? It's weird as
I know.
fuck. It's weird as fuck.
Yeah.
Absolutely
It's
weird
funny,
as
man.
fuck.
I know, because it's a sort of similar story with me. Like I was obviously in a different school, primary and high school. It was just separate, and I would be up with my pals, just kind of playing in some idea of a band, and it was just fun. And I think this is what's similar. You've obviously had like the start of the Wits, and then it was you, Sean Paul, and Sean that kind of realised that you actually want to sort of pursue it a bit more. And that was the same with me. You know, I was playing with my pals in a band, and we played a few gigs like in school, like talent shows and that, and we played in somebody's garage one time. That was weird. It was like a New Year's party or something like that. And like my primary school got knocked down and rebuilt.
Right.
And when that was getting opened, it was like reopened for the summer, and they had like a barbecue for it, and we played at that, and it was like I loved doing it. But then I think after a wee while, I was like, I actually do want to, you know, sort of delve into this, you know, see what
for it properly,
play actual gigs.
So you want to take it a bit further on. Like, there's some people that don't want to do that, and that's fine, man. You just need to find the right people to do it with.
Exactly. So and I think because of that in our area, that's why we sort of got into contact with each other. It
was weird because it was like your pal group was like my pal group, but in Guruk.
It
was like the exact same, man. It's like strange.
Really similar people. So I just came through social media, and then I did an audition.
You seen a video playing of drums,
it
man.
was like,
So was it like a proper edition?
Oh, it's just
put in like.
because it was like start of Lockdown. It was like April.
So we didn't do
2020 or
anything,
something.
so I was like, right, I
Wait,
can't
was
send
it
the
Brainstorm you played?
It was an Arctic Monkeys song.
Your dad walking about in the back.
So we had the drums set up in the kitchen because it's just like
making tea.
things were all over the place, you know. It was just like this was such a new experience. So we had the drums set up in the kitchen, and we have like these sort of like sliding doors, in the glass. So my dad, I had tried to learn it. I kind of sort of said to you, you know, I'll learn it in a day. It's fine, you know. I'll learn this. What song do you want me to play? I'll learn it.
Just give you like the hardest
and
Arctic
give me
to play, man.
that song, and I was like, right, all right. So I gave it a go, and my dad had just been helping me because my dad taught me the drums. He was like sort of reminding me of the cues and all that.
Was he behind the camera?
So he was behind the camera, but you could see his reflection in the glass.
Man.
So you can see him like, in the back, like marking the time.
You're sitting like, who the fuck's that man? Fucking behind the camera.
And I've been trying to get the recording done all day, and I sent it to them, and I realised as I sent it to you, I was like, oh my god, my dad's in the background of that. I'm gonna have to explain. Like, I was just trying to keep me a time or something like that. But yeah, so luckily it was all right.
We'd have taken anything, man. Like, see if you just like totally messed up. We'd have taken any drummer.
See, the thing is, like you were saying there about the other boy not wanting to like perform and that.
Aye.
Is that frustrating for you? Like, obviously, like if you're trying to like get something going, and there's one of them's like, I'm up for it, but I don't want to play live.
Aye. Well, it was early doors. You know what I mean? So this was like third year, so we were all like 14, and like we're dead good. But I still am like dead good pals. You know?
Did you have the name?
No,
as well?
we did. I think before you came, we had the name because we ended up doing another thing in school, and it was just the 3As. It was like acoustic. It was pish, man. I didn't like it at all. We're just like because it was like a talent show thing, and everyone was coming up like standing up and singing and all that. For some reason, we walked out with fucking 3 chairs, like put them in. We all sat down. Like, I don't know why we did that, man.
Songs.
I know. And we went out and did 3 covers for that, we needed a name for that. I think that's when we got it. It was like just before that, and we released some videos on Twitter.
Oh, I
know. I just remembered that. Yeah,
that's
like
before I joined as well.
Covers on Twitter. We did posted the Smiths one, and we did
What
a lot.
was the Smiths
It
tune?
was Big Mouth Strikes Again. I think.
Oh, fucking great
It's
tune,
brilliant,
man.
man. We did that up in the It'll still be up there somewhere. It's in black and white for some reason.
We need to find it. I'll find it.
It's
I'll
funny, man.
find it.
We did that in the practice rooms in school, and like, because we used to do like Adams for Wigan, I think.
Aye, yep.
And we're really into them, man.
And they were just sort of like
they were
taking off in their area.
They just probably
Who
took it
was
off.
that you say?
Lathams.
The Lambs.
Lathams.
Lambs. I've seen them pop up on
man,
Instagram and that.
They've released a few albums now, but this was, I think they were just doing an EP or something, and they're properly kicking off now. Like they just did a tour and stuff like that, and we were like, we'll release a video, man. And they ended up seeing it and all that, and replying, saying it was brilliant, and actually they come with a sound check, and it was King Tut's. And it was like coming a sound check. I was like early 2020. It was like right before lockdown, man. We all went up and like met them and all that, and it was brilliant. Like it was the first time we were there. It was the first proper gig I was at.
Yeah.
Because like I never so we were only like 14, 13. So it was like first like actual like no like arena gig or anything, like proper.
Did you
gig.
like? Have you been to like gigs before you were in the bands? Like, did you go and see any bands that you liked live?
Aye, well,
I didn't see any, man. I was the first proper band I went to.
Really?
That was because of the band, man.
Aye.
And how old were you then?
13, 14, something like that.
So I hadn't joined at this point, but I got the whole download of it when I joined. It was just about how like he's posted these things on Twitter, and it was like one of them went crazy, wasn't it? How much was it?
It was the Lathams one because they like retweeted it and all that, and like just like replied to it saying it was class and all that. Like,
so you got all the hype for that.
and there's tons of people replying to it and stuff like that, and like sharing it, and that's brilliant. And they'll release another one. It's a disaster.
Didn't get as much to that one.
But I was dead good though.
But I think the first I've been to, because my dad played in bands all the time. I've been to loads of his gigs, like other family members' gigs.
What sort of band was he in?
Well,
It's like Northern Soul in it, wasn't
aye,
it?
Northern Soul, aye.
yeah. So
Fucking
he's played in loads of bands, like since he was really young, and I think the one he's in now is kind of like that, old school kind of R&B.
I was saying it was like 50s R&B and stuff like that, man.
So he's done a few things, a few different sort of genres, but that's what he's doing now. So I went to those gigs, and I think the first big thing I went to was Transmit. I just went for one day, and that was with my dad.
Is that this year or?
It was 2018. It was when
Was
I
that Arctic
signed
Monkeys?
there. No, well, it might have been actually.
It was the same year they were
2018.
playing.
Aye, but I went to see Queen because the whole reason I got into music properly and like kind of, again, it was another sort of point where I wanted to like really pursue it. Was by listening to Queen.
I fucking hate Queen, I know.
They're not that bad.
Didn't like them,
No,
man.
and I've been trying. Like I don't know why I just don't like them.
I don't know, just can't get into them.
But aye, so that's how I got into it, and then my mum and dad like sort of got me and my sister it as a surprise, going to see them at. Obviously, it's not just Queen and Adam Lambert, but he's amazing as well. It's and I saw it, and it was just I saw them play, and it's just amazing. They've obviously got their own sort of stage design, like
Yeah.
I think it's trying to like imitate a guitar. So it's like the neck of the guitar comes out of the stage, and they can like walk along it and all that, and it's just
the ramp that goes out into the crowd and that.
and they've got like a drum like, riser, so it's like the stage, the top of like the guitar stage thing. They've got a drum kit that rises up as well, so they're like really far into the crowd.
Because you're a drummer then, right?
Yeah.
So you'll know. You ever heard of Joey Jordison before? Slipknot.
Aye, I reckon.
That's what he used to have, and it was a platform that would rise up and then tilt forward
Yep.
and then start spinning round. So he would be like fucking facing downwards and spinning up and round and that while still
Mad man.
playing.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, it's
I know-
mental. If you've not seen it, I'll send you a clip. Like it's fucking
Sure,
mental.
what's the drummer from Motley Crue? What's his name? Slip my mind.
Mind.
He done that as
Tommy
well.
Lee.
Tommy Lee, that's it. Aye, he did that as well.
More famously for shagging Pamela
Aye.
Anderson. I'll give him that. Jamie, fuck.
But aye, so he did that as well. So it's crazy how far you can take stuff like that.
Well, it's good. It's good.
But I don't know if we'll be doing it at any gigs anytime soon.
Fucking give
End
it,
up waiting,
give it
man.
a few years. Give it a few years. That'll be on the request. So how do you go for? Obviously now he's joined the band.
Aye.
How does it go for? You're having everyone wanting to go on stage to like perform, to like making the music. Do you go gigging just doing covers for a while, or do you go straight to writing tunes?
Well, when you joined, it was like middle of lockdown, man. So like, we couldn't practice
Aye, we
until
just-
August.
Aye, we hadn't even met each other or that. at
Aye,
all.
like,
It
we
was
just knew each other off like texting because it was
It was weird. It was a weird relationship we all had.
I know.
'Cause
I feel like it was like 4 months or
never
something.
seen each other, and the only sort of contact we had ever was just messaging on
I know.
WhatsApp. But and I think it was
It's like August time we started probably like practicing.
aye.
But we did that for ages, man. Like we didn't, because it was kind of hard to get a gig at that point. Cause it was like, well,
Same
we organised one with B12.
Yeah.
We've worked with loads doing Greenock.
Yeah, it's a
Like
promotion company.
earlier on then. But I didn't happen. Like I took like a year to happen or something just because of all the restrictions and all that. Like, so we ended up just practicing for like a year, and our old bassist Nairn, who was who kind of joined at the same time as you, I think, like right before it, like properly, and like he was kind of practicing a bit, and he left, and we got my brother in.
Right.
It's Jude. He's the bassist we've got now.
Right.
So it was like a year. I was like a year of just practicing, not doing anything. Until Jude joined, and it kind of just kicked on for there. I was like August 2021 and started gigging then.
We played, I think it was like 3 gigs in the same venue down at our bit, and I think that was good because it got us used to actually playing live rather than just going into Glasgow and playing with other bands who have done it.
It got people locally like kind of not knowing who we were and all.
And I think that's the thing. I think when we started like playing, it was good for our pals because then it gave them something to go out. You know, the whole of lockdown, they were looking for something, you know, to do,
brutal.
and it was just brutal. It wasn't as if we had planned for that to happen.
Aye,
It
but
was just
like
they all
perfect.
started going out and
That's what's just kind of running the thing for like it's been 2 years now. And like
I think because we started, like it was
Just
us
getting
and
people
other
on
bands
it.
around us. It's like it's kind of started this thing of like when you get to that age, you just go to gigs, and we all love that. Do you know what I mean? Because that's like
Cause we
that's
never
what
had
we're
that
passionate
before.
about. Aye,
Like see like before. I mean, we kind of started with all the hard bands doing it, like Strange Dimensions, Slicks, all
Insomniacs and all
Insomniacs,
that.
aye. And that kind of like started like sort of scene.
Right,
Like, so it was dead small, but it was still a scene. We're all similar ages.
Aye.
So like, it was like 3 schools or something like that across Inverclyde, and it was like people our age were like starting to go to gigs.
Aye, they just all
And all
started
that,
to
like,
merge into this one.
aye,
big sort of
I thought it was
group of people that
brilliant.
That's what it's all about, though.
Yeah, it
Aye,
was amazing.
right.
It was-
Aye, because it never happened before, man. Like before, there wasn't really loads of bands or anything. Like it was fuck all happening.
Aye,
So it was like it was just brilliant, like giving people our age a chance to go out and just like have a night out.
Go mad,
There's nothing
aye.
else to do, man.
Aye.
Like,
I know, and that's what it was. It was just like the I think after a while of that happening, like we realised people actually like really do love this. You know, like do love going out and just seeing bands and getting pished as well. But you know, that's a different thing. But we like I think after a while we sort of caught on to that and thought, right, how can we use this to our advantage? You know,
Yep.
it's like just sort of to help us.
Capitalise on it, yeah.
It's not just for like money's sake or anything, but just how we
but
can
just to
just
get,
to
aye,
keep
like
it
prepare
rolling,
us,
keep
aye.
it
that so
rolling.
we can keep giving them what they like doing.
Absolutely.
So like it's just the demand went crazy for a while. And it's kind of coming down now because people are obviously away in uni and that, but that's
Aye.
fine. But it's like
because everyone that was going was like I was in school and all that, and it was like it's like once a month or something to have a gig to go to. But it's like everyone your age is after uni stuff
Aye,
like that,
busy
so
at times.
get jobs and all that.
Aye.
So
But
it's,
I hope they're at work and they're at uni spreading the word.
aye, well, they are,
better
aye.
be.
Aye, we've
Better
got-
be.
aye, people had. I think it was such a good time for people, like for people's lives. You know,
Aye.
because our song Memory, we released that. It was at 2022.
Aye,
summer
June.
2022. Aye, and I think like it just sort of became this like timestamp. And we didn't release a song for like a year after it, which was pretty rubbish. You know, we wanted to release stuff, but we didn't get around to it fast
Well, I
enough.
listened to that Memory to Death like that night after I seen yous, and then it's not that I forgot about yous because I'm getting reminded on Instagram
Aye.
constantly whenever you're posting stuff. But I got a notification because I think when you follow a band on Spotify, you get
Aye, when
notified
they're
when
releasing.
they release
Aye.
stuff,
Aye.
and then it came up that Perception.
It took us a year,
And I
man.
was like, fucking hell. It's not that I forgot about yous, but I was like, oh, they had that fucking great tune. What's this all about? And
Aye.
I listened to that and I was like, I liked Memory, but see that Perception, that just hit
Aye.
a different
We
fucking
thought,
level for
man,
me.
it's like way better.
Yeah, it's because like instead of trying to go through different studios and finding out like paying loads of money into different ones, we had heard about it was about the big day, wasn't it? That's how we kind of got into contact
Aye.
with Chris and all that.
That's another band as well, like Big Day, we were talking about earlier. they look 80s as fuck.
Yeah,
Aye.
And their music
aye.
is 80s as fuck. I've reached out to them because I want to get them on here.
Aye.
'Cause see, when I
Aye.
first heard them, I was like, how the fuck do you make a guitar sound like a synth and a synth
I
sound
know.
like a guitar
Aye,
at the
it's
same
brilliant,
time?
aye.
It's fucking mental.
It's mental. We saw, like, we heard the first single was you that sent it into the group chat.
That's your first single fashion statement I sent it in,
Oh,
man.
what a tune.
Well, that's fucking, it's like, not heard anything like this, man.
Yous might know, but see, did you watch the music video for it?
Aye.
Is the boy for the Gallus
Aye, is it
in
pub?
that? Is it him?
Aye, I think so.
Because they're all
thought it
pals.
was.
Is
It's like a big network of people. I'm not sure. I can't remind if it's.
Aye,
him,
I
but
just-
He's in the
if it-
shop
I
at
wouldn't
the
be
pub.
surprised.
Aye,
Aye,
them, I remember,
I just
aye.
mind, it was a guy pouring the pint in the pub.
Yeah.
I think or something like that. Aye.
Because that's the thing. There's like a big network of people that are all pals. That have all became pals through music and just like through different sort of experiences. And they're all in like class bands like Dead Pony, Gallus, The Big Day. They're all pals. I know that. There's like loads
Who
of
was
other
that other
people.
band, Dead Pony?
Dead Pony.
I've
aye.
never heard of them.
They've,
I'm
they've
gonna
just
give-
played trans
Aye,
on
I'm
stage and all
boy,
that.
I'll
They're
give-
amazing.
They're dead heavy, man. That's
Aye.
good.
A heavy?
Aye, man.
Love heavy shit, man. Love it.
But I think, like, for us having like that to look up to as a sort of an aim and a next step, you know.
Are you all about the same age, or are they a wee
No,
bit older?
they're older than us.
Aye, they're all in their 20s, man. We're all
like our
three
sort of
years are 18 and Sean is 17, Jude's 16. So we're all still fucking young, man.
Aye, but it's great to see them play and like hear their sound. And back to fashion statement, like Gabriel sent that into the group chat, and I remember you saying a Glasgow band's just released this as their first single, and I listened to it. I was like, holy shit!
Aye, mate, it wasn't just that, man. It was like they didn't have many posts because it was like quite early on then. But like just like looking through, man, like the way they were dressing, that it was like cool as fuck, man.
Aye, that's
Like,
cool. They reminded me of, Level 42.
Aye.
You know that band? Where they used
Aye.
to wear, well, obviously, it's not that they used to wear it, but it was the fashion then was the heavy suits that are way
Aye.
too big for them. And
Aye.
that. See, as soon as I seen them, I was like, they fucking get it. Like,
Aye.
that, as soon as, before I even heard the music, just seeing them,
Aye.
I was like, I'm all for that. That's,
Aye,
that's
man.
my shit right there.
It was that and fucking it was Johnny Madden Baby Strange that posted it because I think he was like he's pals with that, but I think I don't know if he produced it or whatever. But he posted it on his story and that's how I found it. And it was like check out this song, man. Like really, like it sounds like early Simple Minds, like first two albums,
Aye, and you
Simple Minds,
obviously
man.
jumped on top of
That's
that.
fucking that's like pure into early Simple Minds, man. So it was like.
Is that
and
your
just-
band, Simple Minds?
I will,
you like them?
Ego Bunny went Simple Minds, but I'm like been really into Simple Minds the past 2 years, man. Brilliant, like really early stuff. It's like Kraftwerk and all that, man. Like
You like Kraftwerk?
Aye, brilliant, man.
I seen them live. That was horrendous, by the way. Fucking horrendous. And I love Kraftwerk.
Aye,
And this is the problem I have: is there's certain bands don't know what venues to play.
aye,
right? So they done a tour, and you can have a look at this online. It's heavily documented, and I'm fucking there, and you'll see it, by the way. So they played in Edinburgh, and it was the last tour they done, 2016 or 17, I want
Aye.
to say. Played Edinburgh, Usher Hall, and it was like a big spectacle. It was like a 3D show, and so when you go in, you get these 3D
Aye.
glasses and all that pish, eh? So it was me, my old man, because he's right into his music as well. That's where I get my shit from, and my mum as well. Like, it was two of his pals. It's two of his mates, are like old school piss heads. Eh? They fucking
Aye.
drink every fucking day. So anyway, we went along to the show, and we're sitting there. It said Usher Hall, whole fucking thing seated. Eh? I'm like, fucking, this isn't right. Like, I want to get up and move. You know what I mean? Like, I hate sitting at a gig, man. It's the
aye.
worst, right?
It's like Hydro, man. It's awful.
Shite.
Aye.
Fucking awful venue. SECC was way better than that, right?
Aye.
But Usher Hall, Kraftwerk, we're sitting there and we've been bevying all day and that. So the four of us are sitting next to each other
Aye.
and we're fucking all laughing amongst each other and that and fucking chatting away and that. Fucking arsehole behind us, tapping us on the shoulder. Do you mind being quiet? I can't hear the music.
What?
Aye, whatever, pal, whatever. And keep going again, chapping again. Aye, sound mate, eh? And I just fucking lost it,
Aye.
Third time, boom. You really need to be quiet. I can't hear anything. I said, mate, do you want to take the fucking poker out your arse, you prick? I said, we're at a gig, man. You know, live or not.
Aye.
Fucking chill out of it. So he's fucking stood up, walked away. My dad's, two of his mates have stood up, said, fuck this, we're leaving. Right? So I was like, aye, we're leaving as well. So we were walking. And you've got to go down these stairs to get back to the bottom.
Aye.
And we got to the bottom of the stairs, and I just looked directly down the corridor, and I could see all the way down the seats and then up to the stage. And I went to my dad, I'm going to get up. I'm going to fucking run on stage. He was like, didn't do it. I says, I'll see you outside. And I just fucking started bolting. I jumped up on stage, and by the time I jumped up on stage, I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. So I just started going like that. Security guard pushes me off. I'm playing the fucking idiot, being like, you broke my leg. I want some fucking compensation for this, eh? But the thing is, so I'm in a wheelchair, right? I'm completely fine. I'm just trying to get money here at this point, eh? I'm in a wheelchair, and this, everyone starts coming out of the gig, eh? And this fucking woman comes up to me. She's like, how disrespectful. You're fucking absolute your mind. And a week after what happened in Manchester, I was like, oh, I forgot about that.
Shit.
That was when fucking Ariana Grande, the arena got blown up. All these cunts started coming out saying, we thought you had a bomb, you fucking baldy dick. What were you
Jesus,
playing
man.
at? And I was like, I'm in a wheelchair. Fucking leave me alone. My leg's fucked.
Fucking
But
hell. Bad timing, man.
love Kraftwerk. Amazing. But see, if it's a seated gig and you've got knobs like that behind you, fucking sack it off.
It's
And it
mad,
costs
man.
a fortune as well to
I know.
see them. Costs a fortune.
It's weird the gigs you see fights at, man. I was at Roxy Music last year. I'm really into Roxy Music, man. Saw them at Hydro. It was the last tour. It was fucking it was sitting down an hour, and a fight started kicking off in like the road in front. He was like, who's fighting at a Roxy Music concert, man? It was like people in Brian Ferry suits and that, like boxing each other.
I seen it was it last year or this year? It was Lewis Capaldi when he was playing.
Aye.
And there was a video at one of his shows, and it was all kicking off in the crowd. I
Aye,
was
it's
like,
mental, man.
I seen the video, right? And it was like, all these people saying, that's ridiculous and all that. And then I was like, here's my fucking chance. So I just put, there must be something in the water. Left that, about 1,000 likes. Thank you very much. That's my duty done here. So, what's the process of the music? Who comes up with the idea? Because I was thinking about this earlier, obviously thinking about Things to Ash and that.
Aye.
And I was like, I know it's different between like different bands and whatnot, but like, I was thinking, would it be harder for a guitarist to come with you with something like a riff,
Aye.
right? Or is it harder for a lyricist, the singer, whoever writes the lyrics, to come to you and say, these are the lyrics I've got? How do you build a melody? Like,
Oh, definitely
how's that?
lyrics, man.
Aye,
Like if you come with
are tough.
lyrics and like you've not got anything else, man, it's just like trying to fit it around it. It's like,
Aye, try to put things that fit. Aye, it's difficult.
aye, it's way easier having like a tune, and you can figure out a melody and just kind of buck the words around that. If you know
Well,
what I
if
mean?
you've had someone be like, right, these are the lyrics, what can
Yeah,
you do with
I
it?
think-
Oh no,
at
we
one
had
tune-
Sean Paul. Sean Paul came with. Well, he had lyrics, but he had a melody. Like, he had the lyrics and the melody. It was really weird. It's like, that's never happened. It's like,
Aye.
he didn't have any instruments because he doesn't really play any instruments. So it was like he just came like with a melody and lyrics, and like didn't he? Like we kind of just
It
had
was-
to like
aye,
write
quite difficult
write the
'cause-
chords around it and figure it out. It was like it turned out a brilliant tune. That
Aye,
it was
mad
mad.
how that worked. That's like
I
it was
know.
quite a unique tune. It was called Nights of the Carousel, and
Well, I've never heard anyone do
Aye,
that before. Like, come up with a melody and lyrics like
Aye.
without anything else. It's like really
and
strange.
he had, it wasn't as if it was like a one singular part he had. It was like the whole,
Aye, it was like
the
he
whole
had a whole,
song.
he
he
just
had
came with a
worked
whole
out.
song that he
What
just sang.
Is he humming bits to you that he wants the music to sound like?
not
in
even
that?
humming.
No,
like, he
was
had like the whole.
I was
the
just
whole,
singing it like as
every
if there
lyric.
was a backing track, but there wasn't. Like he
Right.
just sang it, and we had to like play the music
Aye.
around it. It was
Kind
really
of
weird.
makes it
Chords.
easier for you though, eh?
Aye,
As
'cause we
weird
just-
as that
I
is,
know.
that's fucking French mate, you're doing the job for us.
We just
you
had to
know,
figure out the chords, man.
Aye, I know. So I think that was like a one-off for that one.
Aye, that's never happened. That's like one time, man.
And I think like earlier on with the first songs we wrote, it was just kind of all of us, wasn't it? It was like
Aye, it's kind of just always in a practice room. Like,
Aye.
like usually Sean, somebody would come with like a few chords or whatever, and kind
Aye.
of just ask about them.
Yeah,
and, like, sort of bang out a tune for
So it's
that.
good that you are actually like in the process of making it all sitting in the same room as each
Aye.
other. Then, aye, you're not doing it over fucking Skype and
Aye, well,
Zoom
that's
and
what we
whatnot.
did before, but now we've kind
You
of
could do it during lockdown.
Aye.
like,
aye, yeah.
like our past few songs, like we've had, I think the past 3 or something. Like you've had, or like I mean, you had like the synth parts,
Aye,
and like you kind of like you took it and just wrote like a whole song on a synth,
aye.
and then we sort of like had that as like as if you're writing on an acoustic. That was the bass instrument,
Yep.
and we kind of just fit everything around that because we've only recently started using a synth, so it's aye.
I
Could
think
have gave me a shout, mate. That's my dream come true. Playing a fucking synth on stage, by the way. Holy fuck.
Simpsons are so
Brilliant,
cool,
man. Like I just huddles, man.
It's just there's no like limit on any sound you can get.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
So how do you like when you're doing that on stage? Obviously, you've got a MIDI keyboard. Have you just got like a laptop with loads of VSTs and whatnot that you're able to connect up to it and get certain
originally-
sounds in that?
The first time we sort of like brought in synth. It wasn't really a synth. It was
It's
like
a school
sort of-
synth.
It was like
It's
a
like a school piano.
aye.
Yeah.
Ended up using it on stage, man.
My pal gave it to me.
Did he job, man?
Aye, exactly. It had like a preset, and it was just like there was like 4 synth sounds on it, and it had a sort of preset, and I was like, I'll just use that. And it was just so dodgy. The plug, like I had to tape the cable to the keyboard so that it, like, see when your charger doesn't work, and you
you've
have
got
to
to
like
have
try
it
to
at
find
an
an
angle,
angle. It
yeah,
was
yeah,
exactly
yeah.
like that. So we would get on stage and I'd be setting it up, and it wouldn't be at the right angle. So I'd have to be like taking this tape off, but, like as we're setting up, and everyone's looking at me trying to like rearrange it. So we had that, and I was like, we all kind of knew that it wasn't going to last.
Aye.
So I was like, right, okay, we'll get an upgrade.
Invest in an actual fucking good one.
Yeah, so and I've just recently got into like all the synth and things like that. So I did a lot of research on certain ones, and I ended up buying. It's called it's Akai, the brand Akai,
Yep.
an MPC Key 61.
Has that got the pads on it as well?
Aye, so it's like a production
fucking
synthesizer,
yes.
so it's amazing. But it's got so many different sounds, and you can like alter all of them
Yeah, yeah.
as well. So that was a big upgrade for us.
Yeah.
So we've been using that, and I think that keyboard was made for people that don't want to use a laptop. So it's got like a touchscreen on it.
So it's like a laptop.
So it's basically got everything.
So you can make sounds on it and then save that as like a preset
Yeah.
type thing, and then always go back to later
yeah.
on. That's fucking mad.
I know it's really cool. So anything that we've like worked on in practice, and we don't like have a laptop or anything like that, then I would just save it to the keyboard and it saves it.
It's a game changer, man.
Aye,
It's
so
a fucking game
it's
changer.
really cool.
But
Aye.
you need to remember the presets in your head without it being on that, because if that fucking keyboard
Aye.
packs in one day, you
Aye.
might never get those sounds
I know,
back again.
I know,
By the way,
I know. Because I think that's another thing. I think I'll probably like start using a computer as well, so that I've got, like you said, like sort of 2 like versions of it saved.
yeah. That's a big
So if,
problem
like you
of
said, if it chucks it.
mine's is my favorite band is Depeche Mode, and
Fucking brilliant, man.
they've lost so many of their sounds throughout the years.
Aye.
So when you go and see them live now, like, it's a fucking great show, and it's
Just not like the exact sound that it had.
it's not the exact sound they had. I always think it's like a fucking ritual when I go and see them. Honestly, I've seen them about fucking 6 or 7 times now.
Aye.
I've seen them 3 times this year alone. I've got tickets to see them at Hydro as well. It's always an out of body experience for me, but there's always like a bit of it. I'm like, it sounds too modern.
Aye.
Like, it sounds like they've got an idea of what it sounded like back in the 80s, and they've tried to recreate it. And like, yeah, it's great live in a live setting and that, but as like a diehard fan, you're like, it doesn't sound anything like it. Like, it's still fucking great to hear it live, but you're like, it's just something off here, eh? So you want to try and keep your original sound as best as possible, because I reckon when you've got like 10, 20 years down the line, you've got fanatics like me, the way I see Depeche Mode, they'll be coming at you being like, you don't sound the same as you did back in fucking 2020 or whatever. You will get that. You fucking will get that.
Yeah.
So was it during, or sorry, after lockdown, was that the first gigs you've ever done? Because I know you were talking about it earlier, but I wasn't too sure.
Aye. It's like a full band. We played Gin House in Greenock. Just have our pals doing that. I think we sold like 30 tickets or something like that.
That was amazing. Like
Aye.
the first one, we were like,
It was brilliant, man.
So you say 30 tickets?
Aye, something
What's
like
that,
that.
about a £5 a pop?
Not even, man. It's like £3 maybe.
aye,
Something like that.
How does it get divvied up? Not between like band members and that, but there's a certain percentage go to the venue and
Well,
whatnot?
usually it's like if you sell like it's like you select what band you're seeing,
Aye.
and like a percentage at a ticket, so it'll be like £2 to £4 maybe.
Aye.
A lot of that ticket, if it's like a tenner or whatever, that'll just go towards the band. That's usually how it works with everyone.
Right.
It's usually it's either that or you get a set fee, but set fees are kind of like if you don't sell enough tickets,
Aye.
you'll get £50 anyway.
Aye.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Was that the first time you ever seen a bit of dough for day in a gig?
Aye.
Was it? Oh,
Aye.
fucking I bet you're buzzing.
I know. It's like cash in hand, man.
Fuck the tax man.
But I think the split sort of changes a lot of the time. It depends on what promoter you're
It
working
depends on
with,
the
I think.
promoters, man.
The
See, if
splits-
you're doing a show and you see a certain promoter coming up, are you like, oh, fuck this, man? Or is everyone kind of on the same level when it comes to fees and whatnot?
I don't, right,
It's
right
not
now,
fees are kind of like we don't really.
we're not thinking about that a lot of the
We're
time.
not pure like oh, fuck man, like, it's a bad percentage or whatever. Like there's like a few promoters we work with usually. It's usually like, this feeling of B12, but if we're lucky, like a DF one, just like you get like a really good gig off them. But there's always a few, and you're like, fucking, I don't really do that, man.
It depends. We sort of make the decisions whether we're going to take a gig or we base it on like the opportunity. Do you know what I mean? Rather than we're not looking at the split.
money side of it.
We're looking at
like,
what's going to actually
how's this going to
benefit us long term.
how's it going to improve? Like, so you don't want to go backwards. If you know what I mean, like you don't want to like do something, like sell it out or whatever, then go
back and do it again,
or do something lesser than that. Because you need to like be going like that. Like, you don't want.
You need to keep moving up. You don't want to be fucking flatlining.
Exactly, man.
Yeah, I get you.
And we're still trying to like figure that out, like how would we best approach that. You know what I mean? Because it takes time. I think. Like,
so we've not got a manager or anything, so we're just figuring out what's best for us ourselves. You know what I mean?
So who do you get guidance from if you've certainly got a manager? Like who? Is that like the big day? Do you speak to them and say, "Look, this is what's come up. What do you think of it? What would you do if you were in our shoes?" Type deal.
Well, I think that's always like an option. If they've and like we've got a lot of advice from them and like knowledge from them and Chris Marshall, the guy that's like recorded our singles. He like a lot of recording advice, you know, and just being able to watch that, like sit in the same room with Ryan from the Big Day and Chris. Like you get a lot of. You learn a lot from them.
Yeah.
In terms of like how we sort of like conduct ourselves on the business side of things, like obviously mums and dads and things like that, you know, just a sort of like they'll do what's best for us, like anyway. But
thing is as well, they'll always have your back as well, so you're not getting shafted.
Exactly,
100%.
Family involved.
There's like some things you kind of want a neutral opinion on. Though,
they're always gonna. They're
not going to like. I don't know. Like some like my dad might just say that shit or whatever, but like, no, I mean, like that's what you're wanting though. Like you're not wanting people to just be like, "Hey, that's good."
Like,
you didn't want yes men. You need someone to tell you that's pish.
If you're doing something wrong, you want somebody to say that so you can know do it.
No, I mean, like, that's how you get better. But I think
you should not go anywhere if you don't.
Out with like family, me, Gabriel, Sean, and Jude, the bass player, are at West College Scotland in Greenock and we're doing like music courses. Me, Gabriel, and Sean are doing the HND music, and what is Jude doing?
It's like a 5th year, like
or something.
Arsing about course. It's like rock school or something.
Hopefully they don't see us. But that's great. We get loads of different sort of like courses and lessons, and we get like music business classes and things like that, and that's been, I think, really beneficial for us.
I'd say it's more like the lecturer you get if they're like a lot of them have done it and they've got a lot of experience and all that, and they can like help you. It's more like talking to them like separately away for the course and the actual course itself, I think.
I would agree with that as well. Rather than
like it's like getting a chance to talk to some of these people rather than like the actual like structure of the
that's
course.
A good way to put it.
You know what I mean?
The guy that sort of in charge of the course, Hugh, he operates with another guy called David. Hugh's had like hundreds of experience. He's played with Pink and all that. He's an amazing drummer. He's played like Wembley and all that. So he's done it. You know, he's done it all. And he is like what we're saying. He's one of the people that's like brutally honest.
He'll tell you
if something's not going to work, then he won't be like. He won't try and sugarcoat his answer. He would just be like, it's not going to work. And here's what I would do.
You
if I was
take that criticism well, then. You
must. You have to, man. Like if somebody tells you you're doing something wrong, you take a pure rage, man. Like
they're the worst cunts.
That's not helping anyone, man.
They're the worst folk when you tell them something and it's constructive criticism. That's what it is, and I think everyone should get it in life, no matter what you're doing, whether it's music or just you being out and doing your own thing. Constructive criticism is fucking a good thing.
You need to take it on a chin, man.
It's all about how you take it. You know what I mean? You could say to someone like, "Oh, you fucked up there," and they could go, "Oh, go and fuck yourself" or whatever. It's like, well, you're not going to get anywhere. You know what I mean? You fucked it for yourself.
Because especially when it's coming from like, because you can't really disagree with people that have just went out and done it, like what you're trying to do. You know, like Hugh, he's went out and done what we've wanted to do, or wanting to do. You know what I mean? So it's like you can rely on that knowledge.
Absolutely.
And it's not as if he's trying to get something from us as a band. He's like.
He's not wanting anything off us. He's just trying to help.
So it's you know, we're really lucky to have that connection. You know, and sort of relationship with him.
So obviously you were saying about like going to gigs and all that. It's like after lockdown, you're talking about fans. What was it like for you actually being able to get on stage
I prefer it, man. I've seen a gig.
and fucking
Aye.
going a bit
definitely.
mad?
Aye.
I think it's just like whenever you're watching somebody play, especially if it's like, see if it's like your pal's band or something like that, you're watching them and it's great, but there's always a part of you just like,
I wish I was doing that.
I wish that was me doing it.
I thought it was weird as fuck. Like the first gig I went to after lockdown, funnily enough, was a Depeche Mode tribute act.
Aye.
They're called the Devout, and
Aye.
they're like the #1 tribute act to Depeche Mode. They're fucking outstanding. They actually sound more like Depeche
Aye.
Mode than what Depeche Mode do like live, which is weird.
Yeah.
And so we got to the venue. It was me and my mum. I can't remember what venue it was in Glasgow. But it was tiny. It was fucking small. I've never been there before. A great, cracking wee venue. And we went in and like we were chatting to folk and that, and there was folk being like, "Oh, this is so weird. It feels like we're doing something wrong in that." And I'm like, "Fuck that! I've been waiting like 2 years for this." You know what I mean? Don't care what fucking band it was. I would have seen anyone at that point. Like I was just dying to get out there, and there was folk like, "Oh, it feels like we're doing something bad." It's like, no, this is fucking natural. Like,
Aye, man.
mingling with people, fucking all right, boy, what's happening? Fucking slapping baldy cunts across the face and that. Like, that's what it's all about.
I know, and it's normal to feel that. I think like feel a bit like when you've not done something for like 2 years, it's normal to feel a bit skeptical. But like,
Oh mate,
that's
I
how you
went
get
right
back.
for it.
Aye, exactly. That's how you get back to normal. You know.
My mum was like, "Yeah, you want to be calm tonight?" I said, "I'll be calm." She's to the venue, Jaeger bombs. Let's do it. Like, I was just wanting to get fucking mad with it. It's a good night, and thankfully we're back to normal now.
Aye.
I know it's been a few years now, but that was shite.
Yeah,
That's pish,
I
man.
think the only thing good about that was probably work, because you were getting like half days and getting paid 3 days for it, and that was it. But I'm gutted I came out of lockdown no really doing anything.
Aye.
I think it was the perfect chance to be able to do something. And like, I've always wanted to be in a band, but my time for that is gone. That's fucking well away now. Well away. Apart from if you want a synthesizer player. That was a shame to do that. But have you got anything else like coming up soon? Like big gigs or any festivals?
Just now we've only got Touch in January 3rd. That's like main one. So we've not got any end of the year. We just did that Edinburgh one there. Just need to peach last month. Just wanted that sort of end of the year and take December off. Just like get it set as tight as possible.
Really work and stuff.
Just wanted it sound as like, because you want to always improve for gigs and all that. You don't want to feel like you're.
Especially because we did it last year as well.
You just want to go back and do it like even better now.
Because you want to be more memorable for the people that are working there. Do you know what I mean? If it's the same people on, they'll be like, they played last year. Then
See, the thing is, like, when you are playing live now, have you got like your own songs, or is it just the 2 songs you have?
No, we've got a full set.
like more originals.
Aye.
Yeah, no, we
could
mostly played.
we could
So
do a
when
full
I seen you
set.
last weekend, was that a full set of your own tunes?
Apart
one
from
cover.
we did Madonna.
Material Girl.
We did Material Girl, but apart from that, it was all our own songs. Aye.
I fucking love that song. I can't mind that. Fucking hell, what a tune as well. Oh no, I fucking vaguely remember that actually. Material Girl.
Yeah.
What a tune.
But so the rest of the songs that we played and we usually play is just all originals.
It's just all ones that have been released, part of A2.
Aye.
Are they due to come out anytime soon?
We've got one recorded.
Called Second Thought. And again, that was recorded with Chris Marshall and Ryan Hunter. That was just another great experience.
They did the Perception one, which I thought was fucking brilliant. So we just go
Are
back.
they the same boys for
Aye,
Perception?
man.
Aye.
Just yeah, again,
Fucking
it
nice.
sounded unreal, man. So we just got back in as soon as possible. We recorded that in August, I think.
Right.
Like end of August, something like
Is that
that. Aye, man.
a while ago?
I was actually meaning to ask. I seen that you played Isle of Wight this year.
Aye.
What day were you on?
The Sunday.
So it was a Sunday. Who
Aye.
was it headlining? Because I know Pulp was there.
Friday.
That was the Friday.
Sunday was Michael Bublé, I think.
Michael Bublé? No, what are you talking about?
Was it?
No, it's Robbie Williams.
I thought he was the Saturday. Was he? No, was he?
No,
the
it's
Sunday?
Robbie. No, it's
My
not Michael
mistake,
Bublé. No, it's
my
fucking. Was it not
mistake.
Chemical Brothers?
Wait, on the Sunday?
Sunday.
I know Robbie Williams was there. I was
Yeah,
just
I
looking
always
at
make
it
that
a few
mistake.
days ago
It's
as well.
Chemical Brothers one.
But you always
Same
make
person.
that mistake, Chemical Brothers and Robbie Williams.
So Friday it was Pulp. Saturday it was Chemical Brothers. That was amazing, by the
Aye.
way. That's like I saw
Were
them.
you there for the whole weekend?
Aye, we
just
got weekend passes.
Went down on a Thursday, man. So we just wanted to see everyone.
Did you get to brush shoulders with Jarvis Cocker or that?
No,
We
no.
didn't, nah.
I tried. It going to Bunny when we were playing on a smaller
Aye,
stage,
we're
man. We tried
really
to
off limits to us.
tried to walk in. And they were like, "What you doing?"
Oh, did they not?
Oh no, they didn't let us go
Nah.
Did they
backstage.
cut like this? Like, I hate to say smaller, but
Aye, no, but that's what it is.
lower
Aye.
like build
Aye,
bands
so
off
it's like
to
a
the
different.
fucking main act.
Aye, so it's like
Yeah.
a different stage. So it's like I think you're only able to go backstage on the one you're playing. Pretty sure.
Shite,
I know
eh?
it's shite, man.
Michael Bublé.
Would have you liked to have met Jarvis Cocker? Or?
Aye, 100%,
I know you're
man.
obsessed with Michael Bublé. But would have you liked to have met Jarvis
been
Cocker?
Aye, definitely, man.
That would've
We
been
saw him at
fucking
Transmit and
mental.
all, man. It was like, I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's just the show that they put on.
massive
is
Pulp
mental.
fan.
I love Pulp.
Unreal,
I wanted
man.
to see them at Transmit, but I went to Berlin
Aye.
to see Depeche Mode. I seen them twice when I
Aye.
was there, and that was the same fucking weekend as Pulp at Transmit. But I got a ticket to see them in. It was the week after they were playing Sheffield.
Oh, aye, the home venue.
homecoming gig,
Aye.
and it was the
Aye.
last gig of the UK tour,
Aye,
which was phenomenal. But then they announced a gig on New Year
aye, in Edinburgh. Aye,
and I said years ago, I says, I'm never fucking doing that street party again. I says, you're going to need to get a big band to get me back. I've seen loads of bands in the Gardens, and it's always shite, eh? And then they announced Pulp. I was like,
going to have to go, man.
coming out of retirement, I'm fucking going to be there. So I'm buzzing for that, absolutely buzzing for that.
And Pulp were brilliant, man.
Oh, brilliant,
Unreal.
eh? Was that, so I take it, like, was that the sort of music that you were brought up on, like for your parents?
No,
and all?
oh, my dad was really into Pulp in the 90s, man, but they were all, because my mum and dad are 54, don't know.
Oh, mate, there's
Aye.
fuck all wrong with that.
No,
They're your
they're
parents.
just probably no wanting to say that
No,
on air.
no, right. Aye. My mum and dad, they're in their 50s now.
Aye,
But do
aye.
you know what I always say? Like, never ever be embarrassed by your mum and dad. Never be embarrassed by your mum and dad because
No, I'm not embarrassed at all, man.
No.
See,
at all.
like when I speak to them now and chat away to them and see the amount of fucking gigs they went to
Aye.
back in the day.
Aye, exactly,
Now
man.
I'm like, oh, you're so lucky to have
Aye.
seen them. Like, how the fuck? And you missed that
I know.
chance. Like, I remember, like my old man, he's seen Oasis just when Definitely Maybe came out.
Aye.
And then What's the Story? Seen them at Loch Lomond and just followed them for
Aye.
fucking years. And that's a chance that I'll never get. Like I'll probably see Oasis one day because they will reform. Like they're
Aye.
pretty much bumming each other by this point. We just don't know about it. But it'll never be the same. Like it'll never
Aye.
ever be the same.
Aye,
It was
exactly,
like
man.
weird. Like the Stone Roses, obviously they reformed.
Aye, Ian Brown's voice was fucking knackered, man.
Mate, so I seen them at Heaton Park in 2012 or 11 when they first reformed,
Aye,
and you couldn't hear him, eh?
Aye.
You could just hear the crowd,
I know.
and it was fucking bouncing in Manchester, like absolutely mental. And then they played the Etihad a few years later.
aye.
Aye.
I seen them twice in the Etihad as well, and it was the same again. Couldn't hear him, and when you could hear him, you were like, "Fucking turn that
Aye.
microphone down!" Like it was a karaoke.
Aye,
At the end of the day, it was a karaoke. The band sounded shit hot. He was fucking
I
awful.
know.
Absolutely awful.
Was the last gig at Hampden, I think? Because, wait, was it Hampden?
It was.
That was
aye,
Hampden.
Hampden
Aye,
was the last one.
2017. Aye, because my best pal, Paulo, had a fucking ticket for that, man. Or he didn't have a ticket, but he knew somebody had one. It was his. And he was like, he was a bit unwell, and he was like, nah, just see him next time, man. It's our last ever gig. He was
Had you
he's-
never seen them
no,
before
man,
that?
he's a massive Stone Roses fan, man. He was like 13 at the time or something. He was like, he could have went, man, like easily. And I was like,
That's
must be
so
awful,
lucky.
man.
He's
It'd be
missed the
great.
chance then. Even like the Stone Roses, they recorded that documentary as well before they reformed. Did you
Aye, I
watch
made
that?
a Stone one.
Stone.
Aye,
And then you see the drummer Rennie running off stage in Amsterdam, and I remember
Aye.
watching because that was before. I'm positive that was before Heaton Park.
aye, it was, I think.
And I was like, oh, that Heaton Park's off now.
Aye,
And
aye.
I was there the first night. They done the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was there the Friday. Thank fuck it did happen. But I left saying Primal Scream were supporting.
Aye,
So the Wailers, I think it was the Wailers, who was Bob Marley's brother or whoever the fuck
Aye.
he is, his son or whoever. And then it was Primal Scream. And then, or was it BDI? BDI were there as well one night.
aye, I think they were, aye.
Okay, man, I remember seeing Primal Scream. Who? Jake, but I know he was
Deep
on
Purple.
one of the days. They had different support bands. But
Aye.
I can't remember who it was exactly. I do remember Primal Scream.
Aye, I saw Primal Scream last year, man. Fucking
Brilliant, eh?
unreal, man.
Brilliant. I think the last time I seen them was they were doing the summer sessions in Edinburgh on Prince Street Gardens. And no, it wasn't last year. No, it wasn't last year. It was a couple of years ago because I was fucking away with it, and it was Johnny Marr was supporting for the Smiths, and it was Primal Scream headlining, and it pished down it all fucking day. It was weather was shite. But the party was fucking good. Like, but I'd see Johnny Marr. That was something else. See him in that How Soon Is Now. There's no my favourite Smiths song, but see when you hear
he
that
does
live,
it solo, man. He's brilliant,
coming
man.
for the man himself.
He starts like detuning the guitar and that. It's unreal, man. It's brilliant.
And like my mate who I was with, a boy called Scott, who I went to like primary school and high school, and that he plays guitar, and that's his fucking man. He loves it a bit, And I was like, how does that feel? I was like, how does that feel? Like hearing that live, and he was like, mate, I can't fucking die happy now. He's fucking hitting the ground and that.
I met him 3 weeks ago or something. Because he did like a book. He was doing like a book tour because he just released one. He was talking in St Luke's up in Glasgow, and he did like a signing before it, and I said, I'm pretty sure. But I didn't go to that. I was just going to that, and I was raging. I was like, I didn't meet him, man. Like hundreds of pals met him. I went up to
St Luke's.
I went up to St Luke's with Aiden and went out the back. I was standing about for ages, man, like about 40 minutes outside. And like a security guard came. He was like, he's not coming out. Away you go home. No, and all right. No, I just stood there for ages. And he came out, man. Met him. He was brand new.
Was he sound? Did he take time to take photos?
He took photos with everyone, man. Like he just got everyone to form my queue and it. It's brilliant, man.
That's what you want to hear.
I know.
Anyway, we need to wrap this up now. But where can everyone find you and merchandise, gigs, anything like that? Social media. Where can we find you all?
Main sort of platforms, Instagram.
Instagram. It's just
it's got like access like the link tree. It's got like our
it's got everything on it.
Our songs.
So when you go on Instagram, you just look at the bio, link tree, boom. And that takes you to
take everything, man.
And do you keep that post like updated with gigs and that coming up?
You're good at doing that.
Just now we've just got touch there. Just in January 3rd. It's just like it's just right at the top of the link tree basically. And the rest will just put social medias and all that and Spotify.
Brilliant.
So that's what I find.
Should have an art tune out soon.
It'll
take as long as the last time, I know.
If it's going to be along the same lines of Perception, I'm fucking buzzing for that. I probably heard it live. I just kind of remember.
Man.
It's fucking good. It's fucking dynamite. Have you got anything else to say, or is that it?
This has been great.
You enjoyed it?
Aye,
great. No, really
we'll
great.
welcome you back anytime you want.
Pleasure, man.
See you the day the album comes out, and I've got fucking vinyl and all sorts, UK tours and
I
that.
hope so, man.
Jump on here. Hopefully one day we'll get you to perform on here as well. We fucking love that.
Yeah.
But you guys are more than welcome to come here anytime you want.
Cheers, mate.
Anything. You don't even have to promote anything, just come on.
Just talk shit.
Come on for a chat and see how you're getting on in that. So you're alright with that?
Aye, mate.
That's great.
Fantastic. Right. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next episode of Ear Candy coming soon.